It's a show that is just ready for a delicious 90 minutes. An only 90-minute show, bro.
That takes us back a few years.
Oh,
That's right. Good call.
That is true. I forgot about that. Post-pandemic, the
We
show
should do
started.
like an old-school nostalgic show in boxes, just from our house.
You know why he wants to
In
do that?
Summer
He's
Fridays.
lazy. He
No,
wants
that's
to
not
stay
why,
home.
bro. It's, again, a lot of Emmys hangover. He saw the NFL on CBS win the Emmy for when they did the throwback
pretty
show
cool. It was
to the
pretty
70s, and he's like, maybe that's
Oh,
the
yeah,
key.
that's right.
They
Never
won.
showing
They
it.
won. For
Why
that.
don't we just do a throwback show?
Yeah.
Hobbs, can
A
you start?
70s show. That would be cool.
Well, I was
should do that.
We
2
did a-
years old and he wasn't born.
Well,
What are we gonna
I
do
had an
dressed like?
afro. I had a huge afro in the 70s.
Oh, we're in boxes.
Wow.
There you go.
I like that. I like that
Yeah,
a lot.
that's
Yeah,
good.
we
If I
can
had
do
a
it.
crooked bookshelf.
If
line?
we're gonna do it, if we're gonna be in boxes, just give me a few days' notice, because I'll probably have my box be from Vegas. It's gonna be in boxes. What's the difference? There's no difference.
I hear you on that.
Today, Spurs roll Game
my.
7. Brew, you know what this is? It's on Saturday. Meanwhile, Mahomes back with Eric Bieniemy. But is the offense going to stall?
Number one receivers in jail,
I've been
guys.
calling for that.
Number one receiver
Yeah,
is
you called
in
that.
jail.
That's not great.
Underdog Sports tweeted out Rashee Rice missing OTAs, and then in parentheticals they did knee, comma, jail.
Underdog,
You know what, though,
a lot
Nick?
of cleverness.
In
coming out of
Kansas City, they like the wild child
Well,
receivers.
I
mean, Tyree.
Maybe not just
Rashid.
receivers. I mean, listen, we
Right,
have
exactly.
We have an
Kareem Hunt.
eclectic locker room. That is certainly the case.
It's wild. up
Frank
in
Clark,
there.
you know, got
What in the
into it a
world is
bit.
going on in Kansas?
Back in
And-
the day, Tamarick Vanover.
Finally, a fresh edition of Title Pie in the Game 7 preview.
I
We
got.
do have a pie.
I have something to say about. And do the intros, but I have something to say about Title Pie.
Chris Broussard, Kevin
We all
Wildes,
know what title. We all know about title.
and Nick Wright.
Hold on. Here's
Standings.
Oh, yeah.
It's
It's probably the same.
well, it's the standings. So you think the Spurs and Thunder are gonna have the exact
Home
same size
court,
slice?
home court advantage.
Here's.
Well, I got it.
You know what?
I'm
Down
just
home
guessing.
I just, here's what I wanted to say
Sorry.
just very quickly.
You know?
Because we didn't do Title Pie last week because we were at Indy, and the week before we were dark. So we've done 2 Title Pies in May, early May. Title Pie was, while my playoff predictions were bad, Title Pie, very prescient, a month ago.
Really?
We'll show it to you.
Excellent.
Are you going to show it?
I'm gonna show it to you when we get to Title Pie. It made me happy.
I'm not
I had
mad
forgotten.
at you.
I had forgotten.
You need a little W.
Thank you.
I'm not
Damn
mad at that.
straight, bro.
I'm not mad at that.
Thank
We're
you.
starting in San Antonio. Wemby had 20 in the first half. Thunder got close, and then what's cooler than being cool?
Ice cold.
Ice cold. They missed 13 straight shots. Spurs went on a 20-0 run. Game was over. San Antonio wins by 27. Here's Wemby on the court.
Coach Johnson told me that you live for big moments like this, that you want to be on center stage. So why is this team built for moments like this?
I can't answer why. We just are, but we ain't done nothing yet.
You guys held Oklahoma City to 13 third quarter points. What kind of defensive effort does it take as a team to do something like that?
Trusting the coaches, playing with effort. Thank you.
He sat down with Popovich and was like, look, on-court interviews, give him nothing
No,
and bounce.
there's, no doubt about it. And I got, Nick mentioned it right before we went to the video, little heel turn for Wemby. Look, I get they haven't achieved anything yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's more work to be done. But where is a little bit of joy in your biggest game of your career? You came through, your teammates stepped up. I just wonder, is he going to be he's very uptight, obviously.
Yeah.
And is he going to be a little too uptight for a Game 7? So
That's interesting.
I'm not sure I like it. I love it! Yes! I love it, Wildes, and I gotcha. I really had Nick till I started laughing a little bit. This man has one thing and one thing only in his sights.
Yeah.
It ain't 28 and 10.
Yep.
It ain't we're way ahead of schedule. It's not even just getting to the finals. It is holding that Larry O'Brien trophy, and until he holds it in his palm, he will not be. There will not be any fun on-court interviews.
No.
He is all about business, and that's why, Nick, I am confident. Last night was great. They're going to do it in Game 7. I know I'm ahead of schedule, but last night he came out and he set the tone early, 11-5 in the first quarter. And then the rest of the guy, he got everybody going, and the rest of them, like, he was only in for like half of the 20-0 run in the third quarter. So everybody else got going off of his energy early, and the rest was history. I love it.
Okay. So as...
Just when you thought you had me.
Exactly. As cold as my early playoff predictions were, and they were, as you said, ice cold. Yeah. I have, in both conference finals, gotten every single game correct. And I only mention that because
did you call? Well, you didn't call a sweep. But
as it was going, and this one I said it'd be 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, and then Thunder in 7. I will stick with that. But there were things that happened last night that raised my, if I were a Thunder fan, would raise my anxiety massively. First one is a little deja vu as a viewer, where the defending champ has an opportunity to eliminate a fierce competitor and not only doesn't, but gets blown out, thinking, we got the Game 7 at home.
That's right.
That's what happened with Minnesota and Denver 2 years ago. Denver was the defending champ. Denver's up 3-2. They go to Minnesota. Minnesota beats them by 40. I think it was 110-75. So by 35, annihilates them. It'll be fine. And it looked like it was going to be fine. But then it wasn't. They lost that game. Not the exact same home road situation. Milwaukee, as the defending champ, is up 3-2 on Boston. Jason Tatum had an amazing game. Boston wins. Boston then in Game 7 sends them home. So that makes me the defending champ having an opportunity to take care of business and not doing it, especially in this fashion, where I don't know how you felt watching the game, Brew, but as a Spurs fan, my guess is, or someone who picked the Spurs and is rooting for them, you wished they were up a little more at halftime. It felt like that Wemby came out, like we said, threw a haymaker early, and the Thunder were staggered, but what felt like a 15-point margin.
And at one point
it felt like a 15-point plus first half domination. It's like, the Thunder are right there. And then they would
and the thing, add to that, the Spurs, they hit 8 threes in the first quarter. Like I was like, they hit all these threes, and they're still only up 5 or whatever it was. And it was like, it's not likely to continue in the second half, and you think the Thunder get a little hotter. So, I'm totally with you.
And then even the 20-0 run was midway through the third. Right. It was still like...
it was 8 minutes.
Right, it was still close, and then all of a sudden the game's over. So that makes me anxious if you pick the Thunder, or if you are rooting for the Thunder. Wemby didn't have to go hard in the second half. That, I think, drastically helps the Spurs for a Game 7, because we've seen him be tired at different spots of the series. Dylan Harper got rolling again. Looks healthy and got rolling. Meanwhile, I don't think that was a rust thing for J-Dub, Jalen Williams. I think that was he is probably too injured to be on the court for a Game 7. Chet got punked again.
This time by Vassell.
Right. And so all of this is bad for OKC. Again, they are the champs. They haven't lost back-to-back playoff games in 2 years during this run. I'm not writing them off, and I will still stick with it. But as far as...
Do you really believe that, though?
Listen,
you've been right on every game.
No, I mean, we saw the Thunder win Game 5 relatively easily without J-Dub, without A.J. Mitchell. I didn't think Shea in that game, I know he scored 30. I didn't think he was brilliant. So I do think They are very tough to beat, and I don't think Wemby is yet to where just, he's definitely going to be awesome. And so that's where I'm at. But short of a guy getting hurt, this was the worst way this game could have gone for Oklahoma City. Mm-hmm. Every concerning marker happened in that fashion.
Do you have anything else to add, or because
what?
The caveman stats?
Sorry.
Everyone has their advanced analytics, but old KW came through and just cut to the chase with caveman stats, taking the analytical world by storm. Saved me a seat at the Sloan MIT conference. Because guess what? Here's what the Spurs need to do to win. Wemby needs to score 26 points. As mentioned, if he scores 26 or more, the Spurs are undefeated. But hey, where should he score
more
them?
Than 26, right?
Should he score far away from the basket? Nope. You need 10 of the 26 in the paint.
He did shoot a bunch of threes.
Yep. He just needs some in the paint.
Yeah.
You don't need them all in the paint, but once you're in there, you put backs, open up the lane. You're not living out in the paint.
He should hardly ever
caveman stats
have fewer than 10 points in the paint.
All right, so two things on the caveman stats thing.
Yep.
One is, I do think starting next week we need a fancy front end. Kevin Wilde's in a caveman outfit, like you said, leather leotard, like you just a real picture. There.
Something like that.
I don't know if this is cavemanish enough, but I have a stat I would like to show you.
Sure.
Here's the other problem for OKC, and this segues into Shea, which we're going to talk about. When Wemby's on the court, the Spurs are unbelievable. When Shea's on the court, the Thunder this series are worse than when he's off. Yeah.
That's this whole series.
This is this series.
Yep.
So he was minus 28 last night.
Correct.
So
prior
he was zero.
He was. That's my point.
Even still,
but he was zero, and they were up 3-2.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? They have done this series better when Shea's off the court than on the court.
That's wild.
And meanwhile, the Spurs, aside from Game 5, have dominated all the Wemby minutes and just gone to die in the non-Wemby minutes. That is another concerning point going into Game 7.
Another quickly.
Yeah.
It's been obvious, and I would say at least probably 4 of the 6 games. Last night, like the 3 of the other games, when Wemby was in there, they really weren't attacking. Correct. They were not trying to shoot, including Chet. Hartenstein throws up his little shot.
Floater, he's pretty good at it.
That's an awesome floater. But Chet, the little guards obviously are not. As soon as he's out, they just go at the rim. And I get that, but I'm like, you got to attack him. We've been saying it. Like Minnesota said, hey, we're going to attack. If it costs us, so be it. And I just think that's a little psychological edge for the Spurs.
McCain did it once, and I was shocked. I was like, oh, look at McCain.
Yeah.
Trying to get a layup on Wemby.
Yeah, it was so.
All right, 15 points for SGA. It was a wire-to-wire loss. It's the first time the Thunder didn't lead at all in a playoff game in a decade. Here's SGA on why he's struggling.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. A lot of the shots that I'm shooting, I've shot plenty of times before and they feel good. They're just not going in. But yeah, it's too late to abandon my work and abandon my game and who I am. This late in the season, I got to trust it and live or die by it.
Okay, what do you make of Shea's struggles?
I mean, he didn't get to the line and he had nothing else going. And it is games. I understand that KW, you and I, absent. We weren't texting during the game. But for some reason, I this morning was thinking about another player, and the first other player you mentioned to me was the same guy. It is games like last night and series like this where I know one guy has the MVPs and one guy has a championship and one guy has a finals MVP and the other guy has none of the above, where I struggle with the idea that player is better than Luka. I'm like, Luka doesn't have that game. And if he is not scoring, he can impact the game other ways, at least with his passing, and he just doesn't have 15-point playoff games. And we can say, well, Shea doesn't either usually, but that's not entirely true. Shea never has bad regular season games. But in the last 2 years in the playoffs, this is a stunning number. I've shown it to you a few times. We keep adding to it. Scoring less than 20. 0 times in the last 140 regular season games. This is the graphic that I know we have. And 6 of his last 37 playoff games. And when we get upset about some of the falling down, which, except for one sequence yesterday, I thought he did a more honorable job of, but he didn't get the calls, and this postseason, his dominance has been tied directly to getting the calls. In games this year where he doesn't hit more than 8 free throws, again, it's not like 8's a small number. If he has 8 or fewer, he's 21 a game on 41% from the field. More than 8, he's the MVP again. And as far as this series, Brew, an MVP.
Well, can you stop it? And his field goal percentage goes up more, too.
Yeah, because
just seeing the ball.
No, I don't think
it can be a rhythm.
I think a rhythm. Here's my other theory on it. The games where he's not getting to the line, it's 0 for 0 if you get fouled on a shot. It's missed shots, you know what I mean? The missed shot kind of comes off your resume, off your ledger, if you will. But this series, his inefficiency is nearing, for MVPs in a series, historic levels. Lowest field goal percentage in a series by that season's MVP. It's the 4th lowest, and Iverson and Rose, while great players, were inefficient players. You know, so like, you know what I mean? Their calling card was not 50+% from the field.
Yeah.
So while those were inefficient, Shea's drop is drastically larger than theirs are. So like, listen, he is a great player, but he has not been as dominant of a postseason player as he's been a regular season player, despite the fact that he's the defending champion.
Well, first thing I'll say about the free throws, I don't think it's just the free throws. Like, you can get to the line. Like, Jordan got to the line a lot. LeBron earlier in his career got to the line a lot. Like, I do not automatically look at a guy who gets to the line a lot. In fact, I rarely look at it as a negative. I'm like, that's great that he can draw these fouls and he's a good free throw shooter, so on and so forth. With Shea, it is kind of like it was with James Harden years ago, the way he does it. And you know, the acting and the exaggeration and all of that. So I think that's really the problem. But I look at this, I'm not so much looking at this as Shea is falling apart or Shea is not getting it done. Obviously, I don't think any of us think the moment's too big or anything like that. They're locking him up. It's as simple as that. Like, Stephon Castle is a phenomenal defender. And if it's not him, it's Dylan Harper, it's Keldon Johnson, it's Julian Champagnie, it's Carter Bryant. Like, all of those guys are young, athletic, and strong. All of them. And almost all of them, if not all of them, are probably stronger than Shea. It maybe not Julian Champagnie. And then when you have a Wemby behind you, you can be that much more aggressive. And anybody that's played basketball at a relatively high level knows when somebody has all those attributes athletically and is just dogged defending you, that's why a lot of people talk about Kobe the way they do, because he wasn't a great team defender. But when individually and with his attitude, you just don't like playing against people like that. Yeah. And so you got that to deal with. And then when you do get a little space with one of those dogs, Wemby's there. So the defense is phenomenal. And then Nick, throw on top of that, he doesn't have a second playmaker. It is all on him. Like, Jalen Williams was not even a shell of himself last night. Good for him for trying, but I don't even know if he'll be in Game 7 because he was a minus 18 in the 10 minutes he played. And then A.J. Mitchell. I don't want to talk A.J. Mitchell up like he's some all-star.
But they were relying on him.
But at least they can handle the ball, take a little pressure off of Shea. So I just think it's a lot of that. I don't want to totally let him off I'm not letting him off the hook. I'm just saying they are locking him down.
But it's 4 of 6 games this series, he's under 40% from the field. One of the other 2, he's at exactly 40% from the field. And then game 2, I think he was exactly 50%. I think it was 12 of 24. And this is back-to-back years, by the way, and obviously, He's the Finals MVP last year. They won the championship. But it is back-to-back years where he has gone from A-plus offensive player in the regular season to B-plus, A-minus in the postseason. That does happen to a lot of guys, but if we can just roll his numbers real quick, the last 2 playoffs compared to the regular season, you see not a massive he falls off the table drop. So this year. So, again, down 4 points per game, down 10% from the field, and down 10% from 3. And last year, if you show, it's similar. Down 3 points per game, down 5% from the field, down 9% from 3. So this is a bigger drop because of this series, but it is no.
Well, and the guy, nobody's comparing him to Jordan, but we've seen the graphics. Danny said
he's the
Jordan's
opposite.
numbers actually went up. As much as he scored in the regular season, they went up. And so,
Meanwhile, in New York, news this morning, Mitchell Robinson had surgery on a broken right pinky. He will play Game 1 next Wednesday, but he will also wear a brace. Mike Brown said today that Robinson did not break the finger during practice or a game. Okay?
then that's not good.
I agree. What do you think this means? How big of a deal is this?
Look, he obviously is not a skilled player where he shoots well and going to be dribbling the basketball. And he's going to play, and that's fine. It can have some effect in that the brace will probably be a soft brace, and they'll try to make it as small as possible. Right, they'll try to make it as small as possible. But it could affect your ability to catch lobs or just catch passes. And then when you grab rebound, like we can see Wemby has a mean streak. We know the Thunder are not opposed to doing something on the edge. They're going to be hitting at that hand. Every time he grabs the ball, they're going to be hitting at it. And nobody minds fouling him because you send him to the free throw line, he's going to miss. So that's just where he's going to have to play through a lot of pain. Yeah. He'll play, but it's going to be a lot of pain.
All right. Before I answer the question, I found it very noteworthy that the Knicks told us this didn't happen playing basketball.
I've gone with an I'm not sure.
Yeah, or we don't know.
Let it,
not exactly.
Maybe practice, whatever. Yeah,
just bouncing or like in the midst of this unbelievable Knicks run, Mitch is the one guy who publicly, I think on publicly last week posted like, hey, I don't know if he said he changed his phone number or he posted to the public like, I'm really going through stuff right now. I'm letting everybody know. And, it was kind of like trying to deactivate or whatever. So, which was odd. It has to be a personal life thing. So all of that together just makes you, concerned, making sure, aside from the basketball part, like, okay? Because whenever I hear about someone breaking a finger, I always think about how I've gotten hurt in the past. And I just like
you think he's in a horrible gambling
fight with
syndicate?
a bodyguard?
Wow, jeez Louise, guys.
Tossed out on the street?
Tossed out on the street from an illegal poker club at 4 a.m.
Wow, Mitchell's out there.
That is not what
beefy guy showing up from Las Vegas.
That's not what
You're home in the middle of the night, dragging you down the stairs.
With that said, I do think he is I think he's way more important if they play the Spurs than the Thunder. Because the Spurs, we talked about why having him as a backup center could be good against Wemby. He also, in their 2 wins against the Spurs, played 18 minutes, then played 15 minutes. Didn't play, I don't believe, in their 1 loss against the Spurs this year. So that's noteworthy. I do, however, have glass 1/10 full galaxy brain take on this of why this could be good. If there was anything, KW, that was going to give him a free pass to try out the underhand free throws, it's that I can't. Like I can't.
Just the answer to the test is just sitting right there.
Just
Nobody wants
Mitch.
to take it. Just do
Honest
it.
to God, try it. It's not going to hurt it. He's at like 38% these playoffs. You've got a splint
You have
on your
zero
hand.
chance. He will be at 0%. 0. Just do it.
You got it, and nobody can get mad at you. You had surgery. You have a splint. You're playing through
I'm
pain.
also
You gotta try
remarketing it as the Rick Barry style shot.
Oh, instead of
Take a Rick Barry style
Rick
free
Barry,
throw.
one of the best free throw
how did he
shooters
shoot
ever.
it? Like this.
Yeah.
All right.
Not like your grandmother. How many grandmothers playing basketball
good
and,
point.
and getting to the line?
I need
Right.
you guys not to imply to
Absorbing
the audience that
content.
I have unpaid debts. You can imply anything else,
Sorry.
but not.
Are they all paid?
They're all paid.
That's good to know.
Checking in
There's
on the
always
Chiefs.
a little bit of concern.
Next on FS1, the Fox Sports Channel on Sirius XM. Going to the NFL right now, Chiefs OTAs. Mahomes is back, and so is Eric Bieniemy. That's the good news. The not perfect news, Xavier Worthy not a full participant, but he is on the field.
Yeah.
And the bad news is Rashee Rice is rehabbing from knee surgery in jail. Andy Reid talked about moving forward. Take a listen.
We're moving forward just normal as we go here. When he gets back, we got to get him caught up and doing what he needs to do. But again, and then to make sure he gets it. It's not an easy thing he's going through. So life lessons are important, but we're all given chances to learn, and so he's in that position now.
Top pass catcher.
Oh, now you love our
Currently
lads. Now
off
it's
the
okay.
roster.
When I'm showing your bad receiving core, I get yelled at. When you're showing mine with the guy in jail, it's no problem.
Can Kansas City go into week one with this group of pass catchers?
Here's the thing about being in this spot at the end of May. All the good players are signed. And so, occasionally you have a handshake deal and you have a trade coming down the pike the way the Patriots appear to for a receiver. And occasionally in training camp, guys come available either because they're cut or more likely it's like, oh man, this rookie's better than we thought. We can trade this player.
Yeah.
So on that note, I just, have Google alerts set for Brian Thomas Jr., who was, there was talk about him being available before. The Travis is still adamant he's going to play both sides of the ball, like something. So maybe something like that shakes loose. But I do not believe there is a free agent out there that will drastically improve the room. I don't. Diggs would be the only one who has, at least coming off a very good year, that you could say. But he is a little duplicative in skill to Rashee Rice, who I think they do expect to be on the team. And so they are just going to, once again, be asking Patrick to make it work and to hope that, and I won't write off the possibility, hope that Rashee Rice, this is a version of rock bottom, and he, learns from it, but it shouldn't have taken the 30 days in jail for him to feel like, man, I got so lucky on so many fronts on the street racing thing that nobody died, that I didn't get hurt, that I didn't, get sent to prison, not 30 days in jail, all of that. And he didn't seem to really learn from that. So it just is what it is. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I think that re-signing Juju Smith-Schuster or Brandon Cooks or Jahan Dotson, who are available, drastically improve the situation.
Well, I think, and Andy Reid, I believe, said there's been no discussion with the league on further punishment for him. So I don't know if that means there's not going to be any, or I just think they have got to press the league to try to find out how long is he going to be out? How long is he going to be suspended?
I don't think he'll be.
You don't think he's getting anything
No,
extra?
because just so everybody understands, the reason he's doing these 30 days now is because he tested positive for marijuana, which is not anymore suspendable by the league. So I don't know how the league views him breaking his probation,
right?
You know what I mean, for something that is not like a player conduct violation. I'm not certain, but that's
if I'm
why
him, I would like to know: is he in the clear once he gets out? Because
but even if he is, he might not be. Like, he could be in the
just
clear
because of his behavior.
I'm just saying at this point, you have to assume it's on the board. He just does something dumb and gets himself suspended. But go ahead.
I think they need to go get some more receivers. They added Kenneth Walker III.
Yep.
But he's not that bell cow superstar running back, Saquon Barkley a couple years ago, Derrick Henry, every year of his career. He's not that guy. He solved some of your problems, But if you're going to still need to have a hefty passing game. And Mahomes, obviously it's been remarkable the way he's, recovering and stuff. But he's not, you don't even want him, I wouldn't think, running the way he has in the past. So you're going to need to throw the ball. And obviously Kelsey's just a year older, not going to be what he used to be. So I do think Nick Diggs would help a lot. I think, and maybe, look, he was really good last year. He hasn't been a problem with his attitude on the team, in the locker room or anything. And I think he would probably really cherish the chance. I mean that in a good way, in that he would be on his best behavior if he could play with Mahomes. So I think Diggs would be somebody I'd be looking at. I would at least explore getting into A.J. Brown stuff. And I don't care if I got to go past the Patriots, whatever. Now, I know there's some financial things. Do they want to take on that money in the future or whatever? But I would certainly look at that.
Brown just be miserable because he wants to be on the Patriots.
Do you think, and I get.
When we play the Chiefs, he's like wandering over to the sidelines.
I get that he really wants to play for the Patriots. But do you think he would not be
No, I think
happy
everybody
with the
would.
sheet?
I think everybody would, if you're a wide receiver, you would cherish playing with Mahomes. And if you have an opportunity, if it was Stephon to play with the three best quarterbacks in the AFC,
Josh, Drake, and Patrick,
it would just be great. It would and you can make each one of them a little bit better.
3 of the 5.
The other thing that I'm worried about as a Chiefs fan, because they are one of my favorite teams, of course, Broncos got Jalen Waddle. We need to get better. And they got Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
The Chargers added Njoku, which is nice, not monstrous. And the Bills, because I didn't even talk about it, got DJ Moore.
Yeah, the Chiefs added Kenneth Walker. I think Kenneth Walker's better than all those players.
But not as a pass catcher. But I'm just doing
More
like pass
impactful.
catchers.
Yes, of course.
But you guys are the only.
I think Waddle's better than DJ. I'm not.
So I think both of those guys are better than Waddle.
Okay, so I think that. So no, you're right as far as pass catchers. I view this as, and I'm a broken record on this to a degree, but I think a massive part of the Chiefs' offense becoming dysfunctional last year was teams over the course of the year saying, we will never respect your run game. There is no formation you can put out there where we are going to match your personnel like we care about your running attack. Right. And I think, so that's why I think the Kenneth Walker addition, even if he's not Madden rating a better player, that addition changes the math so much, just because I think Patrick's going to have so many cleaner looks than he's had over the last couple years, because people will have to respect the fact that they can run the ball, but you still need guys who can get open. Yep. You still need guys who can catch. You still need guys who can be real threats. Like Tyquan Thornton, I thought was a nice surprise last year, but he is your most reliable deep threat. Xavier Worthy, had the shoulder surgery. That's why he's not, a full participant yet.
It feels
it's
very
a lot of
Ravensy.
Yeah,
we've got, we'll play good defense. We've got a great quarterback, and now a good running back, an older tight end. But you don't have anybody
and the
like
quarterback's coming off a torn ACL. Listen, it's not, and I'm not. Give me 60 seconds here, Dust. I know we have a shorter show today, but because I don't think I've said this really yet since this came down. Rashee Rice should be so disappointed in himself. They're not extending him. He's a second-round pick who his rookie year was phenomenal, and then had the asinine street racing wreck, and then the bad luck when Mahomes ran into him and his knee got blown out, and and that derailed that portion of his career. But he got drafted to a team that desperately needs a number one receiver. He showed the ability to be at least an excellent number two, if not a number one receiver, for a team that was ready, willing, and able to have him be Mahomes' guy for the rest of Mahomes' career. And all he has done is throw up every roadblock to them doing that. And it might cost him tens of millions of dollars. It could cost him a long NFL career. It's just, it's unacceptable, obviously, and it's just terrible.
In 8 games, he did average 71 yards a game. It's
Yeah.
more
He's a
than
very
Jalen
good
Waddle,
player.
more than DK Metcalf, more than Justin Jefferson.
Great
He
after
was
the catch.
unbelievable in the Super Bowl run as a rookie.
Carter Bryant at 2 points had 2 hard fouls on SGA. Brew, what did you make of the Spurs' physicality?
I mean, look, we said it when the referees let the opponent get away with stuff, particularly when it's OKC. The other team is going to take some things into their own hands. And obviously their backs were against the wall. And I think OKC bullies some teams around
Interesting.
the league. Lou Dort, Caruso can be tough. But the Spurs are giving them a taste of their own medicine. And I think Wemby's got the mentality for that. And their other guys are physically strong and tough, even though they might not be that tall. Because they kind of almost start 4 guards outside of Wemby. But they're stout guys. Castle's a strong dude. Harper doesn't start, but he's tough. So, yeah, I just think they're taking it to the OKC in that regard. And look, Chet, I know Chet said a little something back to him, but when Vassell blocked this shot and then talked trash. Now, I was glad the refs didn't call, they call taunting.
That could have easily.
No, that
could have been taunting.
I was shocked that wasn't a tech.
Now, I'm glad it wasn't. It could have been taunting easily, but
He pushed him in
Chet you can't take that. Yeah, and the shove and all that.
Like this.
SGA is
right
not
there.
really his
And then-
personality either, but they can't. I said it yesterday with Chet. You cannot let these guys intimidate you or even feel like they're intimidating.
Well,
So here, listen, I am not going to cry about the Carter Bryant plays. I am, however, going to be fair and give a little advice. The fair part is this. Track record matters enormously. But if those were, because those were consecutive plays, by the way. Those were back-to-back plays. Carter Bryant
it was like he got the call from Wemby.
Exactly. If that were Lou Dort doing that on back-to-back plays, I'd be upset.
Yeah.
And so listen, I'm not making a huge deal out of it, and I do like physical playoff basketball. Those 2 plays border on dirty. Border on it. It's
Yes, I think that's.
And the second one, at least.
Particularly, I don't think that one.
That one right there.
Well, he gave him a shove.
Yes, but Jay sees him coming at least.
Yeah.
That one I don't like at all.
You could have really hurt him.
Yeah, that one, correct.
Idea.
That one I don't like at all. And that was the first one. This is the second one. He got away with the first one, then the second one. And Shea saw him coming and seemed to like think, you're going to stop, right? And Carter Bryant just ran through him. Here's the advice I would give the Spurs. If you're going to add some goonishness to your games, it's got to be more subtle than what we've seen the last couple games. It can't be Wemby whispering in guys' ears and then all of a sudden Mason Plumlee just absolutely annihilates Jared McCain and then tells him, I'm going to do it again. And then Carter Bryant targeting the league MVP on back-to-back plays coming from the same Alvarado spot on the court to come run him over.
Look, the message may not just be, or even primarily to the refs.
No,
it may be to the Thunder, stop it. If you're going to keep being physical, we can get physical too. And Carter Bryant, look, he's a talented young player. They can afford to lose him.
Correct.
So Mason Plumlee, Bismack Biyombo, they haven't sent any of the stars out there doing that stuff.
And Carter Bryant's the right guy to do it because if they sub in Mason Plumlee, everyone's going to be on alert.
Right.
They're going to be like, what's he doing out here? Carter Bryant plays real minutes.
Right.
And so, but you're right, I say this respectfully, expendable. And so it
really could be a message to the Thunder players. Let's just play basketball.
I think it definitely, if we're going to play a super physical style, we like our side in the fight.
Yeah.
You know what and so, and that would be, listen, Caruso's a strong, tough guy. Dort is a football player. The Thunder have their own fair share of big, tough guys. But the Spurs they are showing, if we're going to play this physical, we will also do it, and we will also play draw outside the lines a bit, I thought that first Carter Bryant play was a dangerous play.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Good news. Tanking in the NBA, over.
It's done.
Yeah,
it's
great.
a thing of the past.
Congratulations. Solved it. Coming up next, the tastiest segment in all of sports. Small edition of
One of
Title
those
Pie.
tiny pizzas.
No.
Well, you know what? The pie is actually the same size. The slices are even larger. So
Exactly.
it's actually more filling.
That's what I was. That's
Because
what
for a while I was
said
eating like the
yesterday.
We
Hornets
should really have
slice.
a pizza. Y'all don't know this. If I was running this segment, we'd have a full pizza out here.
But we don't want to
That
call
we
it
could
pizza
eat
pie.
after.
Let's
Pizza
keep
pie.
going. We have a short
Pizza's
show.
a pie.
KW.
NBA passed anti-tanking rules will go into effect in 2027. Is it the easiest thing to figure out? Not exactly.
I can explain
it's
it.
pretty complicated.
Okay. Expands from 14 to 16 teams. The bottom 3 teams get worse odds than the other teams.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't get back-to-back number 1 picks. And you can't get 3 straight top 5 picks because that turns your team from a tanking squad to literally the Spurs. That's what the Spurs do. Do you expect this to fix tanking?
I actually do think this will greatly help stifle tanking. I think there will be a ton of other unintended consequences that might not be good, but like a lot of the NBA's latest, proposals or things changes, I think it fixes one problem and maybe creates new ones. If people want to just quickly understand it as simply as possible, there's going to be 37 lottery balls. If you finish with the 4th to the 10th worst record, you will have an 8% chance of winning the lottery. If you finish with the 1st to 3rd worst record or the 11th to 14th worst record, you will have a 5.5% chance of winning the lottery. And if you are the 8th seed in each conference, you will have a 2.7% chance of winning the lottery. So if teams will fight to not be a bottom 3 team, so that's what it is. And teams won't try to play their way out of the play-in to get in the lottery because you can be in the play-in and still have that. So that part, it will do it. My concern, Brew, is I think it is going to have a massive cooling impact on trades and transactions. I think people are going to be far more hesitant to trade draft picks now because draft picks, I think teams in the past are like, well, maybe we're not going to be a playoff team, but we're not going to be awful, so we don't mind trading away a pick because it's going to be, the 13th pick of the draft, overwhelmingly likely. And now I think teams are going to hoard those picks, and I also think it is a little unfair that teams have already traded picks. They've already done past transactions, and now the rules have changed. Memphis gets screwed, obviously. They traded Jaren Jackson Jr. to Utah because Utah has had back-to-back top 5 picks. Next year's Utah pick, which they don't even have, Memphis has, can't be any better than 6. That's unfair to Memphis. That's why they voted against it. But I think it's going to have a real impact on trades.
For Memphis, they didn't have any intel that this was coming down the pipe?
Clearly
Before they
not.
made, then
I'm gonna say
shocking to me you can't give a call. Hey, I've heard about, we work on first things first. We heard about lottery reform. If I was the GM of the Grizzlies.
But I wouldn't,
certainly
even if
in
you
the
thought
league
lottery
office.
reform was coming, I don't think you would have ever thought, I wouldn't have thought that a future Utah pick that's coming to me was going to be encumbered because Utah's been bad. And so I wouldn't blame, but go ahead, Brew.
But I don't feel bad for Memphis. You had Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson, and John Morant. You got nothing to show for it. So I'm sorry for him, but whatever. It will fix tanking. There's just no incentive now to tank. I think they could have just flattened all the odds, 1 through 14. They've added 2 teams, so it's 16, but just flattened them. And I think that would have gotten it done too. I guess you can argue this gives some other teams a better chance to get the pick. But I think with the trades, Nick, there could be as many trades. You just won't have as many draft picks in the trades.
But it's so hard to trade. Like the second
players.
apron,
that stuff is what
the fact that you have to
really hard.
It makes it harder to trade player for player already.
Right.
And now you don't have the picks to lubricate trades. I think for basketball fans, right or wrong, The hierarchy of excitement of season goes postseason number 1 with a bullet, free agency, transaction, trade season number 2, and regular season number 3. And I wonder if this,
to some degree, killed a lot of free agents.
right? So I just wonder if this puts a chilling effect on some of the transactions.
You forgot the skills challenge.
That's at the All-Star break.
Yeah, I like the skills.
Wemby killed me.
Skills challenge. You dribble through some cones. Love it. Title pie next. Throw the ball through a tire.
Yeah, I remember.
Bring out the pizza.
Live from New York, only a 90-minute show today, and we are already preparing for next week, the debut of Club Superstar 2026.
I think this is 5.0.
5.0.
Love it.
Not better, just newer.
When we were in Indianapolis, started kicking around some ideas for Club Superstar. Let's just say this Club Superstar's got a lot of Wild's input. He loved it.
No, no.
Oh yeah, big time.
So you don't pick the superstar?
Yes, I did. It was more of a
not.
joint effort.
He did not. Just so everyone knows, it's 12-person capacity, which means like any great club, 1 in, 1 out, very exclusive. I will give a bit of a teaser. There is a shocking departure from Club Superstar.
On my suggestion.
It's not on your suggestion. In fact,
I think I know who it is. You want me to guess?
no, I don't want you to guess. There is a shocking departure
think I
from
know.
Club Superstar.
I'm not
Could the
sure.
finals?
What?
Could the finals? Oh, I guess it's
No.
going on June 2nd.
No,
It's
but
not
also
Shea.
there's no one from the Spurs, Thunder, or Knicks that are on the border in either direction.
Was Wemby in it last year?
He was not.
In
Maybe
line.
had the blood
He was
clots. Well, I don't know. We don't know, bro.
The in-line. I'm a
think
big
we know.
in-line guy.
We don't know.
The line, how many guys are in line?
4 or 5. We'll see.
Very interesting.
At
Club
least,
Superstar coming up on
at
Tuesday.
least one new person. You kind of alluded to who it is, and then we'll see if there's more.
Wow, I can't wait. It's always fun.
A lot of Wild's input, too. Check it out.
No.
All right, we got a delicious Game 7 on Saturday and a delicious segment right now. 27 teams have been cooked and only 3 teams have found the recipe for success. Their chances at a title represented in a pie chart. We also have a pie today. By request, key lime pie.
Well, that's a shame.
Why?
I love key lime pie, but it's cutting season, as I told you.
You're not.
What do you mean?
He's
Is it called cutting season
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah,
He learned it from
Not
Greg.
like, I
Yes,
know,
cutting
Greg
season.
is
I'm cutting weight.
cutting for competition.
Yes.
What are you cutting for?
So
Just-
my wife stops bullying me. That's why I'm doing it.
I dropped the spoon on the
all
ground.
right, so that's all right. Here's the deal.
It does.
Because I have taken a lot of grief for picking the Celtics over the Nuggets in the NBA Finals, and they both lost in round 1.
That was pretty bad.
And yeah, it was bad. That's fine.
Okay.
But as I was compiling today's pie, I checked the title pie archives. And let's go all the way back to May 1st.
Oh.
4 weeks ago. Show us the pie. Who's got the 3 biggest slices? A month ago.
That's not bad.
Thunder, Spurs, Knicks. Now let's go to May 8th, our most recent pie. The 3 biggest slices. Thunder, Knicks, Spurs. Okay. So while the predictions had not been good, title pie, quite prescient. Which brings us
Pretty good.
to our latest edition of title pie at 20%. Up from the last time, the San Antonio Spurs.
It's a little low in my book.
I think so.
Well, the Thunder have 29%,
Okay.
which
Wow.
it means there is, you can do that math,
A little
KW,
wild.
51% remaining for the team that I believe they won't be, but should be the favorite in the finals against either of these 2 teams.
I like how the whole pie is Knicks.
The reason the Spurs are only at 20% is because I don't think they're going to win Game 7. They are on the road. And I think that, but if we were doing this on Monday and we know who it is, if it were Knicks Thunder, I would have it Like they're 51-49 essentially. Or Knicks Spurs, I think I'd have 55-45. I think the Knicks would be a slightly bigger favorite against the Spurs than against Thunder. Again, I know in actuality they're not going to be a Vegas favorite against either one of them, but that's how I see it. I think the Knicks are the best team, most well-rested team, and even with Mitchell Robinson's pinky, the healthiest team remaining.
Okay, let's dig into the pie. Game 7 will be delicious. It also will be on Saturday. Wemby and SGA both spoke about being hungry. Take a listen.
Wow, well done, KW.
First thing is listening to, the experienced people, whether it's on our team, on our staff, or outside. We got the chance to have plenty of those around.
I'm ready to go. Biggest game of my career. Yep.
Is it the biggest game?
It's the next game, and if I lose, my season's over.
It's a good follow-up there.
Yeah,
Like you did
played a
game
game 7 of a finals, probably.
Yeah. They go, that's the next game. All right, so statistical tale of the tape, Brew. Wemby's got more points, more rebounds. Assists obviously go to Shea. Is shooting a higher field goal percentage and is even considerably better from 3. We're not talking about the players necessarily, just the teams. Who you got?
Well, I am going with the Spurs, obviously. I thought they'd win it in 6. I do think they can win it in 7. And here are several of the reasons why. They have, I think, and it's very close. I think I said yesterday, and I'll stand by it, if they played a 13-game series, it'd be 7-6 probably. Yep. So they're very closely matched teams, and both are a little bit banged up. The Spurs less so at this point. But they have, I think they've shown that they're slightly better. They've outscored the Thunder by 18 points in the series. There have been 2 games in the series settled by 20 or more points. Both of them are Spurs wins. The Spurs have already won in OKC, so they know they can do that. Their star player is playing better. I think he's better than the Thunder star player.
Better too.
And he's playing better as well. They are healthier, as I said, at this point. And in addition to outscoring the Thunder, they've out-rebounded them. They're shooting better from the field. And they, so I think in a lot of ways they've shown they're the better team. It could go either way. Obviously, like both of these teams are evenly matched, but I feel confident the Spurs will pull it out.
But before I go, one name we have not mentioned yet on today's show, and he popped into my head when you said the Spurs are healthier. Because he's playing, but De'Aaron Fox was 1 for 9.
Yep.
He's the only guy on the Spurs in their rotation that's, in their consistent rotation that's played in a Game 7. Mm-hmm. He's their veteran. He's their only starter who has playoff experience outside of this year. And he has just not been right basically this whole series, and Game 6 was his worst game of the series. How big of a concern is that for you?
Well, one, I think even though he hasn't shot well and been himself, him handling the ball has been huge.
Yes.
Because when he wasn't there.
Castle's 10 turnovers.
Yeah. And obviously for the Thunder, that's just, what they do is convert steals into points. So I think that's been huge. I do think he got some good shots yesterday, just didn't make them. So I wouldn't be surprised if he steps up and has a good game. And also, Dylan Harper kind of looks like he's back. Like yesterday, he was very good. He hasn't really played well since the adductor strain. And so he played well yesterday. So if he can continue to play well, then I think that's huge for them.
I have the Thunder, and it's so weird because it's not. We're about to talk about more faith in Shea or Wemby in the next segment. And it's not because I think all of a sudden the 2-time MVP is going to be awesome. It's because, and I don't even really, as a basketball fan, like that I think this is going to be the biggest factor.
Don't do it.
What? I don't think I'm going to do what you think I'm going to do. What were you about to say?
Referees?
No. No. I wasn't going to say that.
I was going to freak out.
I want them to stay out.
I thought the referees did a good job yesterday.
Yes.
No, I think fatigue.
Oh.
Really?
Yes. I think that the fact that the Thunder have been playing so many more guys, and so they have less wear this series. They're the leaders in minutes in the series is Shea, and then I think 5 guys on the Spurs.
I think those guys on the Spurs are right around. Like Shea and Wemby, I think have played about the same.
No,
minutes.
but I'm saying of the top 5 minutes per game or minutes played in the series, it's 1 Thunder, Shea, and then 4 Spurs. So I think that. I also think a road game 7 to go to the finals for a bunch of 22 and 23 and 20-year-olds. I don't think Wemby's going to be impacted by that, but I think at least 2 of the other guys will be. I don't know. Oddly, Castle, I don't think will be.
I don't think so.
Castle's the guy, because of the college experience, that I have the most faith in. Do I think Champagny or Vassell's been so big for him this series.
He's been huge.
Do I think those guys are going to be as confident, as good in this Game 7 as I expect Alex Caruso to be? I don't. Do I think that the Thunder, because of the home court, because I think they're going to be better rested, because I think this is, for none of their guys, is this the biggest game of their life? And for all of the Spurs it is, except for Harrison Barnes, I suppose, or Cornette, but for all the main guys Spurs, I just think that tilts the Thunder favor. Like, Game 7s are typically low scoring, they're ugly games, and I think even more so when we have seen one team, I think, be more apt to look worn out than the other. So it's not, I said it from the beginning, it's not what I'm rooting for. I think as a basketball fan, Knicks Spurs, a rematch in 99 would be sick. It's just not what I think we're going to get.
Remember, there have been 2 big Game 7s these playoffs, and the road team is one, Philly and Boston, Cleveland and Detroit.
For the last 5 years, home teams are 8 and 9 in Game 7.
Which is crazy.
Weird. All right, coming up next, more Wemby SJ, to be honest.
Yeah.
Game 7 in OKC, the MVP versus the MVP runner-up, SGA versus Wemby. It will be Wemby's first Game 7, and Shea's third in the last 2 playoff runs, and he's performed pretty well. Last year against Denver, he had 35 points and won by 32. That was nice. And then against the Pacers, won by 12, and he had 29. Do you have more faith in Wemby or SGA?
I'm going to go Wemby. You might think SGA, like you said, he's a champion. He's a 2-time MVP. This is his 3rd Game 7. But you saw that graphic last year, even though he scored 29 points, he shot 29% from the field in the Game 7. And he had been cooking Indiana throughout the first 6 games. I mean, shooting 47%.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened in Game 7 where he just was off. They ended up winning, obviously, and it was fine. But is that going to – he clearly has not been cooking against the Spurs. So will Game 7, will he have nerves? Even though he's experienced, he still can experience nerves or something like that. Could that affect his shot? But I just think Wemby – now, Wemby's been up and down.
Yes.
There's no question about it. In fact, what we saw last night – the energy he was able to play with, you would have never thought Game 5 had happened. Like Game 5, he was lethargic, didn't have the energy. And then all of a sudden, a couple days later, to have that energy and burst in Game 6 was interesting.
So does that concern you, though, Bruce? Because he was obviously unbelievable in Game 1.
Yeah, he's
unbelievable in Game 4. Bad in Game 5. Very good in Game 6.
Yep.
Like, he has not in this series yet had back-to-back awesome
great
games. And he's only had 1 bad game.
Yeah.
But and they are all every other day.
Yep.
And the other thing that's interesting about yesterday is he never really had an opportunity to get exhaused. They did rest him early.
He only played 28 minutes.
Right, but and it's not like he played 28 of the first 30 or something. He was not going to play 44 minutes.
And I think, like I said yesterday, I thought they would do that. They'll read the game.
Yes.
Like if we're up 8 and we can get Wemby a couple of minutes, sure, let's do it. So I think he will just. What we see from him, he seems to be a gamer, big games and things like that. I also think, Nick, oddly, he has more to go to offensively than Shea. Shea is mid-range. Shea is a good 3-point shooter, but he's not going to kill you with a ton of threes.
He's
not going to live at the rim like a Jordan or a Kobe or somebody like that. it's going to be the mid-range
But he has a lot of moves
and
in the
foul
mid-range.
shots.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, he's got his dribble, his handle to get free, but he's shooting that mid-range jumper or the free throws. Wemby can catch lobs. Now, he needs teammates for that, but he can get the lobs. He can get the offensive rebounds and putbacks. He can obviously hit the threes. He can hit mid-range shots. If he wants to, which he should, he can go in the post. Like, so he's got to, like, Wemby and the Spurs, I think, limit him. Like, by not, I've said it all year.
Flash.
Not getting him. There's things you can do to get him the ball closer to the basket.
You want them to
so
be.
I think he's got a lot of things he can go to.
You want them, if they don't win the championship this year, maybe even if they do, but if they lose on Saturday, one of your number one Spurs directives will be more Wemby-centric
A little
on
bit.
offense.
I like that they're a little
Yes.
more balanced, but than a Jokic or Luka type thing. But yeah,
a
I
little
definitely
more
a little more.
Wemby-centric on
Absolutely.
offense.